Hello. February 27th, Monday, 11:15, 16 a.m. Mm, just wanted to quickly touch base. Hopefully, I'll keep this really brief. But wanted to say thank you to um, more of the supporters because there's more donations since I made my last video. And yeah, just to really show appreciation. I feel like it's like trite or whatever to say like words can't describe or express, but no, really they can't. A lot of the feelings or emotions and stuff of just getting text messages or donations or just reaching out to me, and just it's good to know I'm not alone. So, and also to note that yes, I do want to move. That's really imperative. However, at the same time, um, I still am my mother's power of attorney, and the need to take care of responsibilities. So, and I've just been trying to figure out how to navigate that and still lead my life. And now at a point where I do feel confident enough to step away, just as I described in the last video, that I'm feeling a little like frozen with a lot of what you call it, choices. Like, what do I choose? But as long as I keep with my plan, and I like to say plan because I haven't formalized it all the way, and also I kind of don't want to reveal everything either. And I feel like, but you've said so much, and I'm like, no, I haven't, because red herrings. I like to, I guess as a note to just, I come up with all kinds of ideas all the time. A lot of it's just to entertain myself and keep myself preoccupied while I'm doing other things. But I, yes, I do feel like stuff is starting to formulate, and so I am excited. I am optimistic. Um, oh, but I started that with, I started off speaking about living situation. So I mainly just stay in my room, which is mostly what we have been doing for um, a while, like decades at this point. Um, so it's not like I'm not in physical danger or anything, thankfully. So I'm very lucky and blessed to have a roof still, and I guess not be under constant attack. It feels weird to say attack because it's not attack. It's just these, sometimes things are great. Sometimes things are just, distant. And then once in like a blue moon or something just like it all seems like to be the perfect storm, and you all come together to have something, and it just feels like these perfect storms have just been really big or have been increasing in size, and I've been just getting hurt. If it wasn't dealing with crime, not crime, but if it wasn't dealing with police stuff, it was, um, like this on my face is it wasn't like I purposely did that. It's that I was got in such a flurry that the next thing I knew, I was like, ah! And then something hit me in my face, but I didn't realize it had scratched me until I'm like, why is my face wet? I'm like, oh. And see, I've had that. Um, I've had a hammer ricochet back onto my face, and so the signs are there. It's just the usual thing that I've always been doing, not listening, super stubborn, feeling that I don't want to give up, and trying to keep at it in the same type of, I guess, way of addressing things. And because I love my family ultimately, and things are rough sometimes with mom, but that's still mom. And in spite of it, I have all these also wonderful memories, and I would still love to share and create memories together. But growing up and really holding on to those things, and that's also what's been like. I can't just up and leave. Um, this these people have depended on me, or I've built in my mind that running the household. Uh, I have to be here. I have to do this. But like I said, I've got to now um, also trust that my sisters can do it. Uh, I have faith. Definitely my younger sister. I mean, she's here, so she's present, but she's got her own growing family now. But you know, maturing and growing up, and I guess if I move back more, I can give people more space to step in and you know manage, do things. So there's that. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. I just wanted to um, say that. Um, I don't think there's. Oh, I guess to note that for investors, I went out on Saturday and I did sell at Restoration Plaza, and this is where my brain is like, I just want to say, how do I formulate the review? I mean, I honestly, depending on what my goals were. If my goal was to get a return on the stuff that I paid for the table and for the ingredients, did that happen? No. But I did have the opportunity and the chance to be in a room surrounded by makers who love to create, and a lot of us were people who had really wanted to take ideas that they had been having during the pandemic and grow them. And also, what really stood out was that the person next to me also an edible maker who is also like a chef person, but really into high quality ingredients. And when I first started getting out there or trying to take my stuff to market, it was difficult and discouraging because a lot of people were really used to eating things like brownies or Rice Krispie treats or Fruit Loop stuff. And as in like the stuff that they're trying to regulate out, things that look like they were made for children. And not that I ever don't like Rice Krispies or don't want Fruit Loops. Sometimes you eat that, or people, they would hype it up so much, and I'm eating it thinking, all right, this is it, and it doesn't taste good. It's hard to chew, and then this is when I'm like, am I getting old? My teeth, I'm worried about my teeth because I'm biting into this stuff, and I'm like, I hope my stuff don't chip, because like trying to chew it, and then like I said, the quality of the taste is like it's not there. And I'm like, I know I already know how to cook. I've been doing it for a long time. I have a talent. I can do that. I can bring this my love of cooking and baking, but also of sourcing ingredients, working from scratch. The vanilla extract that I use in the products that I bake, I made the vanilla extract because I wanted to see it from the beginning and control the types of beans that were used and the alcohol that was used to extract it. I grind up the cinnamon sticks because I want to see what the sticks look like whole before grinding them, and then adding it to um, my cakes. And comes to powdered sugar, I actually would prefer to grind my own sugar than to buy powdered sugar, because when you go to the store, powdered sugar is sugar plus cornstarch. And for me, I feel like you shouldn't have cornstarch in sugar, like a sugar product, or it shouldn't say powdered sugar. It should say powdered sweet thing. Like, I really just I love to cook on that type of scale and have that type of control. But at the same time, that's really expensive. And I was starting out. I wanted to make some money, so I'm like, all right, here's my prices. And so the people didn't want to buy it because the prices were too high. Um, and that was discouraging, because I was hoping that my friends, or the friends that I had at the time, who I was so support, or I thought we were friends, but people that I was interacting with at the time, I thought that would be more supportive, suddenly weren't as supportive when it came to my business, and I didn't know how to handle that. And that too was how I just kind of fizzled out, because I was trying to do everything. I was delivering, I was marketing, advertising, trying to do sales. I don't like phone calls. I don't like emails. But I was doing some calls. And when I was out and about, I would have my at least 5 cars, and I would at least do one-to-one and speak with proprietors that were around Flatbush. Like, I like to bake, catering, or if I was speaking with mom and stroller, at parties, something to get the word out. But, this was like really in the middle of the pandemic. I couldn't really sustain it too much longer, because I was just tired, and my feet, like, I feel like I'm getting like, but because I was running up and down trying to get to people on time, because also another aspect of my businesses, especially in terms of when I was delivering or selling infused products, I wanted to have a standard um, of being on time, having being ultra communicative, and knowing my like actual name. I didn't want to be behind a nickname. I didn't want you to have to run around different train stations to find me. I didn't want people to feel that they had to accept a low quality, that I was really serious about what I was producing, because this is something that you're getting ready to ingest. And that's a really personal that's a personal exchange that we're getting ready to have. You should know at least something about me, or how I work, how I have my space, cooking space, how I get to the ingredients, and then how it gets to you. Uh, but that was a one-man band, and like I said, I couldn't. I at the time I didn't have all the tools or the energy or whatever to handle a lot of the um, people that I thought would be supportive were not supportive thing, and just took a break and wanted to explore my other options. And my other options being, well, maybe I'll work at a nonprofit, um, because I like to give. I like to serve. Very community oriented. And although I really cherish the experience that I had at that organization, because it was a really good learning experience of myself, as well as how I interact with the public, because essentially almost weekly, or about two times a week, I was giving tours, assisting on tours, doing outreach stuff, doing tabling, things that would be considered like tabling, giving information to the public, educating them. And it gave me the chance to practice that. And but at the same time, knowing that this is an organization, nonprofit in the city, they're doing tremendous, wonderful work. But like a lot of the things that I've been seeing with other organizations, that I'm guessing is kind of a common theme is the funding part and how to get more support for the work that's being done from the city. And I can get, or I don't want to say I can get, but I can be very strongly or express very strongly in how I feel or how I see things. But at the same time, I don't want to go join a team and then, rock the boat and things like this. So I was trying very hard to, be in the guidelines, but I really can't see myself working places and knowing that um, I feel like labor is just taking advantage of it through all sectors across this country. That people are participating and only a select few are um, getting their funds back for that, as in they're getting paid. Meanwhile, um, the rest of us are having to strike, having to pray and hope and plead for a dollar or two more on their increasing minimum wage or whatever. Meanwhile, you know, certain people, elected officials or whatever, they get to go to Albany and vote in their in the last day of the season to get a pay raise, and then that get and so and I feel and I hear that and I see that, and all I want to do is like run up and down with bullhorns, um, met like super protesting. I want to storm offices. I know that that's not the answer, and so now to find the balance of how to express that, how to how to figure out still working together, because I don't know, I guess we still have to try and figure out some sort of, I don't know, a part of me feels like maybe we still have to have some sort of common ground we could work. And another part of me is like, I just want to be underground. I don't want to think about that anymore. After government, what does it have to do with work? But it has to do with why I skirt, why it's been so difficult for me to be an employee, or just, I'll just go work. I'll just do a job and work for somebody, and because I see people like that. I've been working here for 30 years and like, man, I wish that I had the energy to stick with one place. It's just I get to one place and I have questions about stuff, or I'm told we're open to questions, and we want to improve, and this is diversity, and we're blah 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 blah, and then I get there and it's the complete opposite, and I start whispering, and then they're like, you're not the only one who said this before, and I'm like, so why aren't we doing anything? And, and then the cycle repeats where I bottle it up, and I'm like, and I just leave, because again, I don't want to rock anyone else's boat. I know people have their stuff that they're living, that they got these, that they're trying to support their own selves, and I'm like, I don't know, I've already tested out the whole staying on trains thing. I guess it's whatever. I'll just figure something else out. But I kind of wanna. So now I'm feeling like I'm faced with either really taking me, Corazon, but also Made with Love, as an enterprise, as a business, seriously enough to then operate as a representative of business, and then support myself that way. Because I really just would like to be comfortable. That'd be nice. My own toilet would be nice. Um, yeah, yeah, nice. Like I just think about having a night like bathroom access. I mean, not that I don't have access now, but it's so shared, and I want to go in and be comfy, and it's my bathroom. This is my kitchen. My space. I'll so yeah, I'm I haven't set up any account yet to change to change the, excuse me, I haven't set up any account yet with GoFundMe to move the funds to a bank account, because I haven't decided yet what I would like to do, because in terms of, um, I don't want it to, I would like for it to I guess be in, if it was something that had like interest bearing account is what I'm getting at, is what I would like to say. Um, just so it's not static and it's doing something while I'm also doing other stuff. Doing other stuff being bringing in income from my other streams, so that I can then, you know, have a, a snowball effect, avalanche it. I believe I've said everything. Oh, I went to the state of the district address yesterday. Zona Mari gave it. I got there. Um, I got there in about 10 minutes towards, um, with about 10 minutes left to his speech, and it was cool. He talked about the environment and wanting to introduce some bills, and talking about the collective work that needs to be done both on their end and on our end being community, and slingshotting. Slingshot being the David and Goliath is what I believe is what he was drawing. So he was like handing us our slingshots to go on out there and go slay him. So I was just gonna kind of stand on the line and run, but the person who had invited me was like, "Oh, why don't you just go see what's happening? You know, there's food." And I'm like, "Leave? Why don't we take a picture and then leave?" She pulled me in, so I went in there. Met a now I saw someone and I was like, "This is an artist," but I didn't say anything. But they said to me, they asked me, was I an artist, and was what I was wearing, was that one of my pieces. I was wearing a full tie-dye suit. And I said, yes, I was, yes, I'm an artist, but no, this is not me. This is Tafari Tribe. Um, but and we talked for a little bit about what their work was, and they're also an educator, and they're working with children in grades 3 and 4. And she let me know about her or their last project that they did, which, because they're across the street from like a senior center or something like that. And she decided to, I guess, have them do like a card writing thing. And so the students wrote some cards, and she asked them to come up with one sentence of something really meaningful that they would want to share with someone else, and they did. And then they walked over. Well, I don't know if they walked them over, how they got transferred to the residents or the seniors at the center, but the seniors got the cards, and she said that it was a really wonderful exchange. And I got her card, and I'm going to. There's a mental note for me to write out, reach out to her. Uh, Hopefully I do. I know I will. Um, just sometimes these emails or phone calls, I say I'm gonna get to the email, and then I get pulled away, and then it's like 2 weeks later, and I'm like, oh man. So as soon as I finish this, I'll send the email. Hopefully, I will. I mean, I will send the email. I just don't know if my attention span will stay strong enough for me to then press N, then to send this video to the editing program, to then upload it, to YouTube, and then while all that is happening, so then I remember to then send the email. Yeah. Or I could do this, which is write a note to myself, send email, and this is not my note. Well, that is my notebook, but that's my recipes book. Send email to. No, I put her name, but I'm not gonna say that loud. Yeah, I don't know people's business. I don't want to be putting them on blast if they didn't, want it out there like that. Oh, I didn't mention. I did when I got on the line. I I was thinking about what am I gonna say, and I was like, well, he's the one talking about slingshot. Other officers are talking about hold them accountable. They're talking about it's a whole community thing. So while I'm on this line, I guess I will talk about all the campaigns and stuff that I can remember that I'm about. Now I talked about. Now when I got up there, I did say I know you with RTC because I don't know if you recognize me, but I was at the solidarity thing on Thursday. Took a picture with you. Blah blah blah. Open with that. Mentioned the environment. Mentioned agriculture and food justice. And that I do have a background in that. I which as I say that I guess the imposter syndrome or whatever. It's like, do you? You didn't go to school. I'm like, but I've had experience in it now. I would say so. And whatever I don't know, I'm always willing to learn, and I'm always wanting to learn. So that's an aside. That's just an aside. But I told him I have experience in that, and urban agriculture is a real interest of mine. And he's like he wants to do this initiative, black farmers, black landowners, it's very underrepresented, and I'm like I know. Oh, that's how it came up, and I was like I know because of my background, and you know I still haven't said my name, but however we did the picture, and then I said I organize around the burial ground in Flatbush, and this is where I was filming. I was like I have my card, and I gave him my card. I will reach out by email. Listen, send email to Zelnoy's office because I know you take so many pictures on all sides, and just so many names to remember and to think of, and so I'll just be like, hey, I enjoyed the conversation. Maybe there's some action to be had, because that's really what I'm looking for, action, for something to do. Um, I don't always want to talk. I know things have to be initiated, and set out the plan, but then let's go. Like I really want to do stuff, and if my brain starts saying if we don't get it, shut it down. That's so. Yeah, I think I've now talked enough in my um, update. This is brief. 30 minutes is brief. Uh, yeah. Oh, I guess I could lastly just say. No, I think I said it lastly about 5 times. But last was that today was the solidarity showing for Miss Beverly at her court case at Housing Court in Brooklyn, and we were there, and she was really grateful. You could see in her face that she was really grateful that people had come out. It wasn't like it wasn't the press conference like it happened on Thursday, and it was a different size crowd. However, um, still people came out, still um, grateful for the support, and also it's the part that helps me keep plugging away, just doing the community, doing things with community, being there for the brethren. So yeah, okay. Well, that's me. I am not a PIMP, but because I said that's me, and then I was like, and I'm like, we're not rhyming. We're not here to rhyme. We're just, trying to end the video on a regular note. On a regular note. So we're gonna do that. There's coffee in this cup. Okay, peace.